ladies and gentlemen. Hi there, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Thanks for spending it with us right here on Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. Good morning, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp.
Good morning, that dude. You know, I got a barbecue going on. I need some, I need a soft drink. I got like 12 cases of dew coming. Yeah. So don't worry about the soft drink. Got it covered.
See about that, but I would like to say before we get started, happy Memorial Day.
Yep.
And thank you to all the men and women who have served or are serving this great country in our armed forces. We appreciate you dearly.
We do. We salute you.
Yes.
Well said, gentlemen, indeed. Never forget the reason for the holiday, right? All right, let's jump into that Game 6 because there was more drama, especially there at the end. So much going on. Game 6 coming down to the wire this past weekend. Jimmy Butler put the Heat up by 1 after making 3 straight free throws that left 3 seconds on the clock. Not enough time, right? Think again. Marcus Smart misses a 3, but Derek White was there for the buzzer-beating tip-in, and now they force a Game 7. Shannon, so much here. What happened? What was your biggest takeaway?
Well, since we have a Game 7, clearly the Heat lost. But Skip, I don't think the game really should have been that close. Boston was in control of that game late. They were up by 10 with a little over 4 minutes. They were up by 9 with just a little tad over 3 minutes. I'm like, well, we're about to win this thing going away. All of a sudden, it's we now because it's me against you. You like the Heat. I like the Celtics. I'm like, okay, we got this. And then one turnover, and then another bad shot, and one by Al Horford. I'm like, bro, are y'all literally gagging this thing away right before America's eyes, Celtics? Because that's what it looks like to me. And then Al fouled Jimmy Butler on a three-point shot, and Jimmy, in Jimmy fashion, goes and makes all three. I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe we were like basically 2 minutes away from having a Game 7, and you guys just squandered it.
You were up 9 with 3 minutes.
Yes. Yep. So I'm sitting pretty. Now all of a sudden I go downstairs and come back, and I'm like, hold on, what happened? Oh my goodness! I say, come on, Celtics. And then the inbound, they look, because the official at the time he got fouled said it was a 2, but obviously, Skip, they're gonna go review it to make sure they get it right, and it was a 3. And then they looked at the time of the foul. When he got fouled, it was 3 instead of 2.1. And so Jimmy makes the shot. And I'm like, oh, my, what are you going to draw up now, Joe Mazzulla? Obviously, everybody thought the ball was going to go to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And he did a great job. He came, screws popped out, but in the process of popping out, he forgets about the inbounder. Skip, you know what? It's always that inbounder. You remember Carolina? That three-point shot at the end of the game regulation? It's normally the inbounder that gets you. Shot goes up. Marcus Smart has it almost halfway down. And Derek White crashes the board and puts it in with no time on the clock. It was an unbelievable play. And I believe the series. I told you, Skip, I said, if they win Game 5 by more than 12, I'm taking them to go win the next 2 games. I believe that's what's going to happen. Jimmy got going a little bit too late. He almost pulled it off, Skip, but he's missing shots that he made in his sleep against Milwaukee. Shots that he made in his sleep against the Knicks. Those shots now, all of a sudden, those little floaters are caroming out or hitting the front of the rim. It seems like his legs are starting to grow a little weary. He's playing a ton of minutes. He's the guy. Everything has to flow through him. It's almost like LeBron in 2018 with the Cavaliers. But the Boston Celtics, give them credit because, Skip, when you have a lead by 9 with 3 minutes to go, and all of a sudden you find yourself down with 3 seconds on the clock, you're like, damn. But they didn't give up. They crashed the glass, made a great play, and here we are, Game 7. But the Celtics almost blew this. That's what happened. The Celtics almost blew it. It shouldn't have been this close.
Okay. Unfortunately, it is my turn. I agreed with everything you said except your breakdown of the last play. I'm going to shred that in a minute. But let me start with this. I still have not recovered from Saturday night. My wife is still not speaking to me because of Saturday night because I threw a fit.
Yeah.
And she walked in and said, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, what do I want to eat? Did you just watch? I was watching one room. She was watching the other. She was like, yeah, there's still another game. No, there's not. It's over. So
they don't, Skip, they don't wear it like you and I do, though.
Okay, I got it. That game for me, just might have been the wackiest, nuttiest, craziest game I have ever tried to figure out what happened in. I couldn't even sleep on Saturday night. I couldn't figure it out because nothing about the game made sense. The freaking Boston Celtics shot the worst from three they have all year long. All year long. That's
20%.
what, 82 games? Let me get my stat here.
More than
82 for the regular, and then
plus what?
what have they
It's
played?
7 against
21?
Philly.
Yeah, I can't.
That's 6,
But it
that's
was just-
13. How many is it?
Horrendous. It's
Atlanta played
the
6?
whole, yeah, there you go.
19.
19 plus 82.
So 101.
101 games. Not once have they shot as poorly as they did from three. They shot 20%. Your guy, Jason Tatum, gave us another big goose egg Jason Tatum game. And I'm like, what are you doing, Jason Tatum? Are you that guy or not that guy? Are you back-to-back first-team All-NBAs or not? Shannon, he goes 0 for 8 from three, and I'm like, what are you doing? I thank you, but what are you doing?
What about his partner at the law firm? He went 0 for 4.
0 for 4. So they combined to go 0 for 12. To Jason Tatum's credit, he didn't play good defense. He played great defense on Jimmy Butler, as did Derek White. They took turns, just making Jimmy Butler look.
They made him work.
They made him work. They just made him look awful. They made him look overwhelmed. They made him look intimidated. I tweeted that in the first half. He just looked intimidated by their defense. And he was just solo, good, hard-nosed, one-on-one, block your shot kind of defense because Jimmy doesn't have a whole lot of lift to him. He can't rise up over you and shoot up over you. He's an aging player. Shannon, until his late salvo with 2 minutes left, he was 3 for 19. 3 for 19. He was killing me. What if I told you on Friday that your Celtics would shoot 20% from three, the worst they have in 101 games this year? What if I told you that? You would have said we lose, right?
Oh, yeah, you losing.
Because they got that stat when they're plus 40%, then they're 38-2. Okay, everybody's 38-2 when they're over 40%.
And Miami shot 47%
Okay,
from
they
three.
shot 47%. What if I told you it'd be 47% to 20%? You would have said on Friday,
losing.
you would have said they lose.
Yeah, of course.
And what if I told you Jimmy Butler would go to the final 2 minutes of the game 3 for 19? You'd say, no, Miami's going to
win,
lose.
right?
Right?
Yeah, Celtics go win.
I was out of my mind. Jimmy Butler, I was savaging Jimmy Butler on Twitter because I couldn't help myself. I'm over emotional. I'm a little knee-jerk reactionary on Twitter. But I'm like, for once, the Butler didn't do it, right? Because he couldn't do anything. And I was saying Jimmy Butler was getting his Butler kicked by Jason Tatum because he was. I just looked at this and I said, what is happening here? And then the end of the game happened. And Jimmy Butler actually redeemed himself. He scored their final 10 points, the Miami Heat's, and it was extraordinary because all of a sudden, wait a second, they're 8 down, and then all of a sudden they're 1 up? Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
And he made 3 free throws. It's a nightmarish situation, and I never like his free throws. I'm going to show them to you in just a minute because he shoots them so flat. He shoots those just push shots that just go straight. If you just know the physics of it, you're decreasing the area the ball can go in.
Right.
If you arc it, it opens up the whole basket, right? But he just shoots these flat free throws. Okay, so I'm going to show you. He shocked me by coming in. Listen, that's the first playoff Jimmy sighting we've had since Game 2. That's why. He was nothing in Game 3, but they didn't really need him. And then Game 4, no show. Game 5, no show. And here we went, right? Game 6. Okay, so I'm going to show you. He's 3 for 19 at this point, and he finally pulls up and shoots a three-point shot, which is not his forte, with conviction. Here it is. With conviction, he steps back and nails it. And then here he came, and he made the first one, and then Shannon, he missed the second one. I'm like, well, that's it. That should be game over. And then here's your and one on Al Horford. It was a close call, but I think it was a foul. Then he goes to the free throw line and makes that one, and then here he is. 1, 2, little flat. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he can make this one, and he swished all 3 of them. That's big-time clutch shooting.
Sure.
And he's over there sitting just one stop. And Shannon. Okay, now for the breakdown of this final play. I like the defensive call because they told Strus to not face guard. He turned his back to Derek White, who's been down the ball, who's clearly his guy that he's supposed to be guarding, that they're not going to guard. Because Strus is saying,